Let's cross live to our reporters Zheng Chunying in Beijing and Chen Tong in Shanghai. Let me start with you, Chunying. So, as we just reported, 51 new cases have been reported in the Chinese capital. Tell us more about new measures to curb the latest outbreak.
All right, thanks, Pendo. As we just said, people across China are enjoying a 5-day May Day holiday, but many are spending the holiday at home due to the recent COVID infections. Beijing has kicked off its another 3 rounds of COVID testing to be carried out on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in 12 major districts covering over 21 million people. And this is crucial for the whole city, as proof of a negative test is required to enter public places, including scenic spots, shopping malls, and hotels. And starting today, testing will be free for all residents of Beijing, and the cost will be covered by the government, finance, and medical insurance. And in addition, authorities have pledged to improve access to the testing facilities to ensure the convenience and efficiency. Well, during a press conference on Monday, the Beijing government officials announced that starting from Thursday, residents will still have to be tested on a weekly basis. Experts say that normalizing such testing is a transitional means with minimum cost to the opening of the whole society, as well as the free movement of people in the future. And also, the first isolation unit of Xiaotangshan makeshift hospital has been activated, and a total of 40 medical workers, including 8 doctors and 30 nurses and 2 specialists, have been deployed to the isolation unit, with 12 asymptomatic cases and mild cases ready transferred to the facility. The hospital once used to be accommodating SARS patients in 2003 and also used for treating local COVID-19 cases in 2020, consists of 9 isolation units and over 1,200 beds. Back to you.
So, Chunying, as you just mentioned, China is still in this 5-day Labor Day holiday. It was a usual time for people to go out and travel, maybe. But are things different this year?
Well, Pendo, of course, it's much quieter than usual due to a range of, control measures taken by the government to help minimize the spread of the virus. For example, the city has placed a ban on dining-in services at all restaurants across the city throughout the May Day holiday. And also from today, all libraries, museums, and parks will close their indoor exhibition halls. And also, movie theaters will also be closed throughout the whole holiday. The government has also categorized all areas in the city based on risks in a bid to minimize the impact of the outbreak. For instance, communities in which cases have been confirmed are classified as closed-off management areas, which means that residents in those communities are required to stay in their homes, and they'll have essential items delivered to their door. And the second category is called management and control areas, which means that the communities, in those communities, there are close contact of the confirmed cases. And residents in those communities can leave their homes, but not that general area. Meanwhile, in precaution or the third classification areas, general prevention and control measures have also been taken in place, and mass gatherings have also been restricted. So yes, this holiday is for sure going to be quite different than normal, but many of the residents that I talked to also showed great understanding and support to the government policies and control measures, and said that they hope that these measures could be as effective as expected, so that they could enjoy the hustle and bustle of the capital as soon as possible. Back to you.
Thank you very much, our reporter Zheng Chunying in Beijing. Now let's go to our reporter Chen Tong in Shanghai. So, Chen Tong, on this very day, we see a quite sharp drop in case numbers from Shanghai. So, what are the city authorities saying about this trend?
Yes, here in Shanghai, COVID cases continue to drop, and more than 30,000 patients discharged from hospital yesterday. 20 deaths reported, with an average age of 84 years old, all of them with underlying health conditions, and only one vaccinated. And with the situation getting better, the city has actually divided more precaution areas, which refers to the place with lower COVID risks, and the number of precaution areas in town has reached more than 57,000, with 50 million residents living in these precaution areas. Well, theoretically, that means more than 60% of Shanghai's population will be allowed to get out their compounds. But once again, because most of these precaution areas are surrounded with compounds with higher COVID risks, so once again, most of the residents in precaution areas are not allowed to leave their compounds at the current moment. Pandit.
So, Chen Tong, having said that, tell us a little bit more about Shanghai's resumption of production and businesses.
Of course, there are more companies preparing to resume productions, and most of them will be delivery and logistic firms. The city has said more than 87,000 delivery drivers have received their permission to get back to work. And of course, they have to take antigen or PCR tests every day. But once again, compared with manufacturing firms, that staff just sleep and work in the factory to avoid virus spread, well, it's actually quite hard for the logistic firms to resume productions. And whether they can fully recover still remains as a question, because cross-city delivery has been quite challenging. Delivery firms have to apply for permissions to either get their parcels out of Shanghai or get deliveries into the city.
Thank you very much and take care. Our reporter Chen Tong in Shanghai.